Hi and welcome to True Tempo. It's Tuesday once again, and Eternal Weekend North America is in the books, and I have built a deck with that in mind. But it's also a deck trying out some spicy stuff compared to what is seen at the tables these days. So before I go through the list, I have an anecdote. Um, Before Eternal Weekend, I made a tweet a couple of days before because I saw some Magic Online pilots were doing well with Izzet with Cutter and one surgical extraction in the main, and I thought that was a bit shady playing surgical in the main, but maybe it's worth it. Maybe it was and still is. But then I thought at least if we do that, we can play Noxious Revival instead because it's a better card. Noxious Revival does kind of the same thing against Reanimator, but then you can also use it to do plenty of other things like flip a Delver. If you have a good target in your graveyard, you can make the opponent draw a bad card. You can find a key spell for the specific matchup in the mid game, like a Force or a Wasteland or a Bolt, and put it on the top. Sure, you're losing a card, but it's better than surgical, I thought. And the baseline is that you can trigger Cutter. Like that's what makes surgical and or noxious theoretically playable. But I still think we're in a kind of shady territory here. But I don't mind doing that. It's just one card, so maybe it's okay, right? Anyway, I made a tweet about Noxious Revival, and Sam here he saw it and chose to put a Noxious in his Izzet deck. He went all the way to a top 32 place, so congrats. That's really awesome for him. And I'm not gonna take any credit for his achievement, but I think it was really nice to see like an idea of mine become a reality in the top tables at Eternal Weekend. It's a nice community feeling. I think that I can be here in the Alps and forge a little idea, and someone else agrees and goes through with it in an important tournament. Anyway, he didn't seem so sure that it was worth a slot. But I'm gonna try it at least today in this build with three. I was hesitating, well, between all the numbers, but between 3 or 4 cutters, and uh, and my friend Ego Baronin, he chipped in with his opinion, cutting a cutter, and I think that's a mature choice. He's always good for mature choices. So back to Eternal Weekend, we had like numbers like these. I put these percentages a bit roughly, but basically a lot of Mystic Forge compared to what I had expected, and a lot of Cephalid Breakfast. But um, but yeah, interesting numbers to keep in mind. Forge is definitely bigger than I thought, and Red Stompy is somewhat smaller. And then we have some other numbers, which are match win percentages between the archetypes. And Bant Nadu did super well with 57%, as well as Mono Blue Cloudpost or Blue Black Cloudpost. So that's worth keeping in mind. Mystic Forge and Reanimator did decent without being completely off the charts. So with that in mind, I wanted to build a deck using Noxious with the cutter, but also trying to make some choices that make sense. And white, my first thought was actually Rest in Peace because it's so good in theory against Reanimator because it shuts off Murktide, Bergoyf, and the combo. But in the end, I think it's probably too cute. You also turn off your own Murktide, and Chandler becomes quite a lot worse. And you cannot bring, because of that, you can't bring in Rest in Peace in plenty of other matchups. But Containment Priest is sweet against Bant Nadu, any Zenith deck, and it's a hate piece that attacks. It's a hate bear, and that's just sweet. When you're instead of having like a cage that just sits there, or even like a noxious type surgical type card that sits there. At least with the priest you can attack. So I think that's pretty interesting. Then a major draw to white, in my opinion, when you play tempo, is actually a prismatic ending because it's a way to deal with chalice, but also just with one drops. It's an efficient removal spell in that sense. Chalice and Baragoyf, you kind of have somewhat covered. I mean, if they pay 3 mana for a Baragoyf, we can pay 3 mana for ending, right? That should be okay. Um, Even though sometimes they'll daze us, etc. Like assaults would be better. I have more endings here for the chalice matchups, but it's also like it takes care of Tamio and Baragoyf in those matchups. It's super versatile. Basically, it takes care of Merit Lodge. You have to set it up so they don't make it end of turn unless you can jump, but that's usually not impossible. And then, like, our deck is already well set up against Forge, but with Lavinia, it's even better. And Lavinia is just a great card. It has a lot of relevant texts against plenty of matchups. So I feel like white really offers something, and it's feasible with just 2 Tundra, I believe. Against tempo decks, we're taking Ending in as the only white card. Against Reanimator, I hope that they won't be wasting too much our lands. And I think the big cost to this mana base is well, I've chosen to not play an island because I am pretty heavy red, so I don't want an island. Yeah, alongside 2 Tundra, that there's just too many islands. So I prefer just being heavy red and being a bit soft to Blood Moon. Against Red Stompy, I can bolt the Magus of the Moon, and against Blood Moon, if I can't force it, maybe I have a Cutter draw, and we can get there anyways. And I'm okay taking that chance. If I find out that Noxious is not worth it in the main, I could see myself playing a Force of Negation here and being the third one, keeping the side as it is. And like 4 bubbles, 3 cutter, that's fine. And then 1 Force of Negation here to go really deep against Forge and Stompy and all kinds of combo decks. So we can reach our Levinius or just winning with a cutter or something else. And I like the fact that with this setup you can, against fair decks, become a deck with a bunch of removal, like 6+6, like really good spot removal. I chose to have 4 Pyroblast because of Murktide especially. This could have been like 1 sword, and the 4th ending could have been a Wear Tear. But yeah, those are small details, but that's definitely something I had on the drawing board. And yeah, without further ado, I think we can launch. Well, just want to say I chose to play a split between Tamio and Delver because I do really like the aggressive angle of the deck, so I don't want to go all in on Tamio. But having a split means that against Bowmaster decks, I can just board out Delvers and Forces, and and be set up to not lose too easily out on any exchange with Bowmaster. That's the idea. In those cases, I'm going to board out Noxious as well, but that's a different story. Yeah, I think that's it for the deck tech. See you in round one. All right, round one, and I win the die roll. My opponent has several kinds of different decks that in their history. Last one was Mystic Forge, but let's see. I'm gonna keep this. I'm happy to be on the play with no counterspells. This would be scary on the draw, but on the play, I feel like it should be okay. Now I can't ending and play Chandler. I think I'm just gonna live with that and hope to find it. Hope to find it when I need it. Okay, Saga, yes. So it might be Forge. Plenty of mana, turn one. Portable Hole. Wow, they spent a Lotus Petal on that. That is, well, I'm happy. I'm very happy about that. Expedition map, huh. Okay. Maybe that's just a one-off, I guess so. Decent, decent, decent. So I think I'm just gonna Wasteland and say go. Hold on my Brainstorm for the time being. Who knows, maybe they play a Flesh Raker. Okay, they have okay, plenty of mana, but no gas. I think I'm just gonna take my turn, yeah. Now I'm gonna Brainstorm. Okay. So I still have no counterspells, which is quite scary. I have plenty of threats, so I kind they're gonna get something sweet with the map. I feel like taking a pedal just to get their mana. Getting rid of the Murktide. Hmm. Yeah, since it didn't play anything now, maybe that can make a difference. Just getting a pedal. Ursus Tower, yeah. They were kind of they had yielded until end step, so they could have yeah, I could have ending the map, I think, but you can't play like that really. Assume such a thing. It would be super risky, but it is tempting when I see that they were yielded until end step. Okay, are they gonna prevent a Murktide here? No. Then I'm just gonna play Murktide right away. Should I get greedy? No, I'm gonna just play it Delver. Yeah. And hold my bolts. I can't risk that they crack the lantern here. So basically it's my relatively small creatures against Saga, I guess. But my bolts, well, let's see if they if I can pick off the tokens with bolts. Uh-oh. Yep, the One Ring. Now it's gonna be tough. Now it's gonna be tough. Okay. Yeah, I mean I can attack Tesseract, right? I forget, but I'm gonna see if it works. I forget if the Planeswalkers, yeah, they're not protected. Okay. So it was not for nothing. They're gonna make a 4/4. I guess we're just gonna see what they do. At least we have a lot of. If we can get one attack in, that might be enough in the air. I think we're gonna try to play like that. See what they do. Key, they just want to go off. Yeah. So can they find another ring? That's really what they need, I think. Fleshraker, yep. Scary. So they're gonna lose 3 if they don't from the ring. So I basically just, if I can flip and shoot once, that's enough. So I'm gonna shoot the Fleshraker now. Hoping that that can kind of control their hand a bit. Gonna fetch in response. And hopefully find something that flips on top. That does not work. Okay, nothing more. Maybe they have a Caustic's command. Murktide, but that's not bad. So I'm gonna bolt. See if this is good enough. If you hear some sounds, that's my son sleeping just below the camera, as is often the case. We're gonna draw some cards, okay. Okay, sweet. Wow, we got there. That was tight. That was very much in the last last chance. Awesome, because post-board it's better. Forge, forge, forge. Ending is maybe not very good, but it can take some keys and stuff. Can definitely interact. Can also take a Fleshraker for a lot of mana, but still. And I don't mind cutting a bit on these ones. Daze is not awesome on the draw. It is a blue card. Maybe 4 ending is too much. I'm gonna try with 4 endings. think it should be decent. It's also a way of like, getting back from some big saga tokens, even though it costs some mana. So this hand, I'm gonna keep, but it's really, yeah, sketchy, right? It's sketchy. You really need that force. Or just, yeah, if I had a Wasteland, I would also be much more happy. Let's see. Okay, now I think I just want to ponder to find a force, actually. Okay, sweet. Ending is not bad. Afterwards, maybe. Like, let's see how they play. This saga might just be the end of me. Okay, sweet. Monolith. They have. So that gives them 3, 5, 6 mana. I think I should just say okay. Probably not going to play 2 spells. They're going to play 1 spell around Daze. And now we should get some Breathing Room, right? Yes. They're gonna just make one token at the most. And we have an ending for that. Yeah, they're in upkeep. Gotta wait. They gotta crack a pedal, which is awesome. No, yeah, they can key, of course. Sorry. Yeah. Getting too excited. Yep. I'm just gonna F6. I don't think they're gonna play anything. Let's see what they find. Portable hole. They can't find portable hole. That's only with Tesseract. They can find a map, lantern. Okay, sure. So now there are 2 lands. So you know, feel good, feel safe, covered by the vineyard here. Coslic's command, doing what? Okay, they draw a card. So, how about just playing Chandler Ending? I think that's cool. Falsification. Wow, they had enough. Awesome. Yeah, Lavinia really did something, I think, here. Can't know for sure, but I think there's a good chance they had some gas. Okay, awesome. See you for round 2. All right, second round, and my opponent, they usually seem to like Goblins, which is a scary matchup, but let's see. Maybe they're on a different deck. So this hand is really not amazing, but if I find my second land, it's, I mean, it's Cutter Bauble, so I think I have 2 looks kind of 3 looks with my draw steps, so I'm gonna keep and really hope to not get wasted. And also hope that I don't have to Daze turn 1, of course. I will play the first Bauble. It is indeed Goblins. Okay. So, if they have a Vial, I might... okay, Cavern. If they have a Vial, I might... they have a Lackey. Okay. Uncounterable regardless, but... so now at least I have like a Bolt for that, but I really want to develop a land here. If not, I'm... Okay, great. So, we saw Skirk Prospector. So, they can have the... they can... I can make a token, a 2/2, and attempt to block. I think that's good enough, because usually they can only deal 1 damage with their... well, they can bounce. I think regardless, I just have to... I don't have to make that play. I can also just Bolt and Ponder. How about that? Because the risk is kind of losing the game if they can get rid of my token. Yeah, okay. I made up my mind. I think it's too risky to play Cutter Bauble, so I'm just gonna play conservatively. Okay, don't hate Delver and the land actually, because I do need to get aggressive here, and that way, I mean, I think they could. There's a world where they Wasteland. So I don't hate that. And then maybe, well, let's see. There's many ways to play this next turn, depending on what they do. Okay, here's that card, which is really not very strong just yet. I mean, they're saving up mana for something uncounterable. That's not... I mean, it is a bit scary, but let's see. How do I want to play this? They can... Like, Muxus is the really scary card. They have 4 cards. Like, without a doubt, I'm going Cutter. And I think I'm going Delver after that. Just to... just to have the best shot at attacking. And then maybe I can like do some shenanigans with Daze. Daze looks like a completely dead card. And I do want to be attacking. Like, next turn Cutter is gonna be pretty aggressive. So yeah, my goal is to win in like 2 or 3 turns before they get to Muxus. May or may not be possible. Okay, that's fine. I think that's fine. I mean, they can get rid of my Delver. Yeah, I'm just taking the damage. Now I have a target for Bolt on my turn. That's decent. Yeah, I don't hate this. Wow, that is sweet. That is very sweet. And then I'm gonna save Bauble, Bauble and Daze for next turn. So I'm guaranteed a trigger. I could play Bauble now, just to move on, attack for 10, but not make a token. I guess anything I can Daze. I think I want to do that. Within 2 cards, I should be drawing something I can Daze, right? Well, that's not one. This is not a matchup where counterspells are good, but they don't always draw that many. Huh. I mean, this is an extremely weak play. Does it make a difference dazing? If I daze, then I'm almost guaranteed to not attack for a lot next turn. I feel like I just let this go. They need something good. Staring down my tokens and my cutters. That's not very good. Okay, let's draw something. Anything. Okay. Hmm. So, do I want to trade? Guess I'm just attacking with the 2/2s. I could make it 3/3. Doesn't really make sense, I think. And it's might be really good getting rid of this because he doesn't know about the Wasteland. But it will actually set him back quite a lot mana-wise if he loses the Skirk Prospector and the land. I'm really only afraid of Noxious, I think. What is that? 3 mana. Can it be bigger, please? Other goblins have haste. Beginning of combat. Oh, it's like a kind of a rebel master. Okay. It's an attacking creature, basically. Mostly. Well, not only, but the friends that they make are have to attack. So still kind of winning if I have 2 spells on my turn, I think. They do get to play a good blocker. So who knows? I guess, yeah, it's a 2/2. I'm not blocking that. And this is 3/4. Yeah. Well, I have a lot of life to work with, but I guess I can't wait indefinitely to draw spells. Okay. That can just fly in. So no need to do funny business. That's the first time I actually get to do this Murktide with haste play. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I was waiting for that one. Getting Murktide with haste is difficult to play around for the opponent. So goblins. Goblins. Ending is cool at taking out Vile. Containment Priest actually counters Vile as well. Even Muxus. Yeah, that's awesome. It counters Muxus. That's super strong. And the rest of my sideboard does... Well, Consign has text. Definitely has text. I don't want Daze on the draw. Don't want Noxious. I don't mind a Consign. Question is, do I want to? I guess it's better than Force, right? Might be. I'm gonna try it like that. Yeah. So what are they sideboarding? Maybe Red Blast, maybe some kind of removal, maybe even something against the graveyard. It's not impossible. But since Cutter was the card that got them here, I have a nice hand. Could be Blood Moon, but don't think so. Since Cutter again is a red card, they don't know exactly the configuration of my deck. I think usually when you lose to Cutter, you don't go for Blood Moon or anti-graveyard stuff. Okay, lead on Tomb, scary, but also kind of weak. Okay, sweet, get a 1-drop here. And what do I think that... What's the most likely that I want to play next turn? That's my son, by the way, once again, who is sleeping with some noises. All right, I just skipped a few seconds, giving my son to my girlfriend, and here we are. I'm losing some time, so should be okay in this matchup. But I'll try not to play too slowly. So that's I played the Tundra because I was planning on probably building on my turn, which is like Brainstorm Bolt, which looks like is what's gonna happen. Okay, I have a Cutter too many, I think. Priest is not amazing as it stands. But ending is also a bit bad. I think I'm gonna keep the priest. and get rid of that one. So having Tamiyo flipped against the token and friends seems pretty awesome. Now I just want to find land so I can cutter and something. Maybe the force is not going to be good. Wasteland is painful. Definitely painful. And me with no blue card. Don't know what this does. They make friends. Okay, but he also has a trigger that hurts. So that's pretty strong. Now I really need Tamiyo to hold the fort. Okay, I'm in trouble. I'm definitely in trouble. Question is, do I brainstorm to find a bolt? I think I need to do that. I mean, doing nothing here is a losing proposition, I think. If I get rid of this, you know, it's fine. And I do want the third land, I think. Next turn I'm playing maybe Cutter Ending. But I'll just hide the cutter. Okay, nice. I think that went as I hoped for. Exactly as I hoped for. Let's see if this Force of will do anything, but if not, Murktide is good. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 things in the bin right now. Let's see. Maybe I'm playing Murktide Chandler next turn. Or Cutter Chandler. Okay, a lot of friends. A lot of small friends. And that means that I must say I don't know what this does, this emblem. I'm just hoping that it's not really relevant. It's not very mature of me, but that's how it is. And with my time being low. Feel like I need to. I feel like Cutter is gonna be too slow. Am I just ending something to make it bigger? 1, 2, 3. Then it's 1, 2, 3. Then it's a 2-turn clock for sure. If I had the 4th land, I could play differently with Murktide and Cutter, but not being guaranteed that is, I think, a deal breaker. So this is going to be tight. If they have an answer to Murktide, they're just going to win easily, but let's see. 5 mana. Goblins is scary, especially with Cavern of Souls. That means an answer, I'm sure. A bounce. Yeah. That's tough. I'm not gonna come back from this. I'm at 9, and they have... Yeah, me not having any sweepers. I'm never coming back from this, right? Um, yeah. Hold on. Maybe if I build it now... Okay, change of plans. Let's see how they play here. If they go... Like, I have a blocker, so who knows? I think it'll be very tough to win it still, but... So, what does this do? I have no idea. They're doing the math. It's crazy how much time I've used. I feel like, I don't know why. Okay, just like that. So Hasty Murktide is only a 5/5 attacking as it stands. So that is not exactly good enough. What I hope is that making tokens, I guess, to hold the fort. They pay for Scourger, makes sense, since it's a good attacker here, the only one. Take for... Guess I'm gonna get rid of a small one. Keep my blocker around. And then just play Murktide Chiller. Have some blockers. I'm not completely dead yet. I do need 2 blockers for sure. Whoops. That was that was ugly tapping like that. Yeah. Sorry about that. Well, I can make a friend like this. But that was really bad. Does this do anything? I mean, ending is not bad in Brainstorm. So, yeah. Funnily enough, maybe that was just as good at play. But it's kind of, I get stressed when my time is running low. It's a thing. It's a personal thing. And can't beat that, I don't think. For sure. Yeah. Okay. We have 7.5 minutes for game 3. Should be no problem. On the play, I guess I like Daze more than Force of Will, but I don't like any of them. Maybe Noxious is better. Just to get a bolt. Just to get a bolt. I'm gonna try that and be aggressive with the cutter. Yeah. Okay, that's a mulligan. My opponent says game 3 for the trophy. I think they'll be happy to see me mulliganing to 5 here. Okay, and we keep. How can I win this game? Is Wasteland part of that plan? I mean, I think I'll get rid of a land, of a fetch, and a Wasteland. Anything else is kind of too risky. Okay. Gonna surveil. I mean, I do like that. So I can waste and play a 1-drop. See if they have a bunch of lands. I'm pretty sure that Goblins play plenty of lands. Wasteland. Ouch. Okay, that's awesome. Might not be good enough, but it is good. If I draw another land. Cavern. Uh-oh. Well, at least if it's... I still have to draw a land to do anything. Yeah, that's the cost of the Tundra. Maybe that was actually... Yeah, I don't know. I think it's still the correct play, because if I draw a Wasteland, I want to be able to play the Priest. But it's a cost. The cost of playing three colors for sure. This kind of beatdown is not going to beat him for sure if he has lands. I think yep. The cards that I binned on the mulligan were the right ones. But that's just a risk, getting wasted and not drawing a land. Okay, awesome. Guess I'm gonna just end that one. Yeah. Do I want that? I don't think so. Of course, it's a risk if they wasteland me again, but I feel like I need action. I need to get Chandler up and flying, find bolts, something like that. But I don't know. It's tough against the Thorn. Kind of need a bunch of things. At least I can play the Priest. I can draw cards. Okay, not bad. Chalice for 1. Okay, go for a mountain. Interesting. Maybe they do play something that punishes duels, non-basics. Yeah. Going to some kind of removal, maybe. Yeah. I really need to go and fly. Okay, Wasteland. So that is Temio flipping. I think that's pretty good. Don't want to attack with the Chandler. Like when they go for removal, that means that I can start grinding and be happy about it. So yeah. Let's see. This is gonna be a sweet game. This is a sweet game. It's and it's not done yet. I can go for ending on Chalice if my Temio lives. What is this gonna target? The Chandler? Okay. Ooh, that's scary. Now you can get rid of everything. Right. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I have only one play and drawing cards. Definitely attacking. And I can draw a card, I think. And save my priest as a surprise. Okay. It's gone. I have a new one. I would love an ending. I have 2 cards, plenty of mana. They didn't play a Maxus. Am I gonna waste them? Maybe. I can do like this. Okay. Guess I'm double wasting. Chalice is hurting me bad, that's for sure. Do have 3 endings to draw. Okay, that's tough to beat. Very tough to beat. Yeah, I'm basically on a 2-turn clock, I think. 1-turn clock, maybe. Ending. Okay. Did I not play 2 colors? Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, everyone. That's kind of losing the game, right? Hate when I do stuff like that. Clicking a bit fast and okay, clicking a bit fast and getting punished. I thought I took white. Did I? How can this not be? Actually, don't understand. I can't play that spell without being 2 colors. Ah, so this adds 1. Okay, it's just me not understanding the rules. Okay, so I should have paid 3 mana, and I'm dead. Well, I'm just gonna explain that if you didn't get it. I mean, at least now I got it. I pay 1 extra for Thorn, but it didn't change the converted mana cost. Guess it's added afterwards. So I would have to play ending at 3 mana for it to not get countered by Chalice. That's I mean, I think I knew that 6 years ago or something, but I'd forgotten. That's okay. I can live with that. See you for next round. All right, round 3. Let's see if we can start winning again. My opponent might be on Forge, but who knows? Who knows? It wasn't a clear cut. It wasn't a clear cut history from their side on Goldfish. So looking at this hand, extremely mediocre. Since I don't have the red mana and nor the second land, Noxious is risky. If I do find the second land, the Volcanic, in the top 2, then I'm doing Daze. So, because I only want to fire off 1 Bauble, I think, but maybe I should fire off 2 since I have the Noxious. I guess that's kind of the mature choice. Then I'm looking at 3 cards, and it's kind of like a mulligan in a sense. At least I'll get to Murktide pretty fast. Okay, it is Forge, probably. I might need to draw a Force or Daze. I'm just gonna do this right away and move on. They do have some pretty sick turn 1s from time to time. Okay, sweet. I got there on the Volcanic. So then I can Noxious a Bauble and kind of keep the engine running. So this is the the basic function of Noxious when it's not paired against Reanimator in the deck. It's making Cutter a card. This might be very much too weak against Forge, but like if I had a force of will, I'd be much more happy about these turns I'm building towards. But right now I'm just like a Sue deck, and I think very often that's not going to be good enough against against Forge. Let's see if they play a Khan. This is decent, and Mystic Forge against the card Mystic Forge is also decent. What I'm doing against the One Ring, not so much. Okay, that's fine. I guess they're gonna say Wasteland, but I have a very aggressive draw if they don't the One Ring me. They're gonna take the Bauble. Okay, so I mean I get my my trigger still. I don't get my card, but that's fine. So how do I want to play this? Might as well ponder first and keep up red so I can bold in their turn. I'd love to find a Wasteland. Huh. Ending is not that interesting. I'm gonna shuffle. Okay. Oh yeah, I missed the text. It doesn't just like Pithing Needle. It makes it cost more mana. It's like doubly bad. The card. Yeah. So I guess they negated a draw step completely, which is fine, but still not amazing. Devil Saga, okay, getting a bit scary. Yeah, okay, they have plenty of mana now. I don't have guaranteed 2 spells in my turn. Okay, Forge, that's not the worst of them. I already made a land trap, yeah. That's lucky. That's really lucky. So let's just go for the throat. It doesn't matter. The order. Yeah, really lucky. I feel like if I had understood properly the flute shut off my chance to play 2 cards that turn, unless I draw a 1-drop, then maybe I would have pondered differently. But yeah, you gotta be awake and read the cards in Magic. Always, always. There's so much info. Okay. Forge. Forge, Forge, Forge. I like the matchup, and even more so post-board. I don't think they have like a lot of relevant cards. The sideboard has to like deal with Reanimator, and then they have their their Khan board. I'm just checking out their last list. And basically it's Dismember and kind of that's it. 3 Dismember they might bring in. That's not so scary. I don't need bolts. Like ending is, I'm just gonna like consider exactly what ending does. It's like a expensive way of taking Fleshraker and Tezzeret. It can handle the keys, the needles, the flutes. I mean, I think it's enough of a role player, but 4 might be too much. 4 might be too much. Um, hmm. So don't mind cutting down on Daze on the draw. Do I have too many threats? I think so. Yeah, this is decent. Maybe even. Yeah, no, I think this is fine. The 4th Daze is really not super exciting. Yeah, Forge is usually a good matchup. But it's scary when you don't have the Force of Will. If they had the One Ring instead of Mystic Forge, I think I would have been completely cooked. Okay, pretty good. Just lacking 1 land. To be really happy, I can play Delver, which is my 1-drop of choice here. Against the Ancient Tomb, and I don't have the Brainstorm for Tamio, so. Okay. Maybe they're on a Ancient Tomb saga draw. And ending is nice against the big tokens, like we saw in round 1. If I don't. Yeah, Ancient Tomb. Okay, so we have to beat some big tokens, probably, unless we find a Wasteland right now. Okay. Drawing a card first. And can I see the card? Ending, yes, nice. So, it's not awesome because I don't have a land, but such is life. Such is life. I don't have Wasteland, I don't have Lavinia. But, I mean, I think they usually don't have awesome equipments to put on, like, or any, maybe, put on the tokens. So if it's just beating like a 3/3 token and ending the other one, then it's fine. That's like totally beatable when they're tombing and I'm attacking with Delver. Okay, they don't even make the second one. Okay, so my force should be good. Then let's just hope we can find a land for Lavinia to kind of shut them down from there. Hope I don't have to Daze. 3 mana, 5 total. Is this Coslic's command? Since it's taking a while. Yep. Okay. Well, can't have that. So, land, please. Thank you. You have to ask, right? Is there a point? I think there is a point in playing the Lavinia first. Then they can't dismember. I mean, maybe that actually doesn't make any sense. I guess I'll just attack. So now they can play like Fleshraker, Dismember, Small, okay, here's the Fleshraker. That's strong. 3 mana. Castlick on Delver. Do I want a Daze just to get a pedal? Don't think so. But on the other hand, it makes this one a bit smaller, so I think it's worth it. So now I don't have my flying attacker. I would love some Wastelands. Two cards left. I mean, they're just a natural. Okay, how do I want to play this? I'd love to find a Wasteland. And I'm not attacking with Lavinia. Guess I am. I might actually take that. I think I'm gonna attack with Tamio, Brainstorm, and if nothing else happens, I can ending the key, which is okay. But I prefer to not amazing. Do I prefer to play a Channeler? The key is like feel like I should play the Channeler. Focus on getting the beatdowns going. And so we have a choice here, because if I get a red, I need a third land both to have hardcast Force of Negation, which I think is a good idea. And maybe then, in that case, I just get rid of the ending. I think that's the mature choice. Then again, I will be able to ending now and next turn if I want to. Getting rid of the Fleshraker, for instance. Okay. Changing my mind. Changing my mind. And I'm gonna get rid of Chandler, because I have these tokens as well. So having land drops is pretty good. Really tough choices. So I have nothing, but next turn I'll be doing decent. I have a good block, so my Tamiyo is safe. But basically, if they have the fourth land and gas, then I'm in big trouble. Okay. I can find something nasty, I'm sure. Yeah. So now I am extremely cold. Get rid of Lavinia. I can't get that back next turn with my ending. I draw a card maybe to have to find a blue card for force. But then I lose Tamiyo on the attack. Oh yeah, they got damage in because it grew and I couldn't block. Yeah. So I can't get ending. Okay, well I'm too far behind now, I think. Let's see what they go for. Yeah, I needed to counter the Tesseract this turn cycle to be in the game. Needed a blue card for Force of Negation. Or a Wasteland, of course, to limit their... They were really efficient because they have so much mana, so Lavinia was only buying me a bit of time, regardless. Okay, ending gone. They're at 6, but I don't have bolts in my deck. Let's draw a card. I can't draw a card because of Khan. I really have... They have no cards, but do I have any way of... I guess I'll play on. But they don't need much to close the door. Let's put it like that. So would Bolt have been better? I think that's a question worth asking. Instead of the endings. And I think the answer is yes. Bolt on Fleshraker, on the Planeswalkers, on the face. We're gonna have to counter that one. So maybe I'm misevaluating what ending can do, because playing 3 mana to go for a Fleshraker is definitely not where you want to be. So yeah. Like best case scenario for ending is like take an ensnaring bridge. But yeah, and then it's the portable holds of the world and the rings. Maybe it's not the game I want to play like that. I don't know, it's tough. If you have an opinion, I'd love to hear it. Whether bolt or ending is the best in this matchup. I feel like now I want to find a Murktide, by the way. Yeah. I hope that I have one turn. And ponder after that, I guess. Bolt. Maybe I'll do a mix, like a leave-in ending to have an out for Ensnaring Bridge, and it'll never be truly bad. It's also for the Saga tokens. Make a mix, maybe 2 each. Something like that. Having a Bolt in rotation with Temio can be pretty strong. So what do they find with Tesseract? Something that answers Murktide, maybe? Needle, that's for Tamio. Do they have level 1 ring? No. Well, there you go. Never concede. Murktide can always save the day. See you for next round. Alright, welcome to the 4th round. If I'm not mistaken, I believe my opponent is on the mirror. So, a dangerous hand if they waste me, but I'm gonna keep. And hope that doesn't happen. At least I'll be attacking with Tamio in the meantime, so it's not too bad. Okay, maybe a bolt coming up. Yeah. So I'm gonna waste and ponder. Looking for lands and threats. Perfect. Perfect. Like 3 bolts is a bit too much, but I'm happy I don't have a force. At some point I might have to worry about Murktide, but we're not there yet. Well, pretty soon, in 2 turns. So I do have a Bauble on top. Think I'm gonna get the info. Like, I'd like to draw the Bauble if it doesn't flip, so I get Delirium, I think. And wait a minute, I'm gonna get Delirium just by bolting. So now I'm gonna bolt because the Delver is big. I do want that. So now I'm feeling like I'm in a great position, and their Murktide is really what I'm trying to beat. Because channelers just fly in, they suicide in the Murktide. Okay. And I don't have... Yeah, this is tough. Because I can try to find an answer to Murktide, but then I won't be the most efficient. Like, I love to channeler bolts. I'm gonna look how many Murktides they played in the last one. Just 2 with 3 cutters. So for me, that's a small deal breaker. Like, they might not have it. And you can't play too scared when this is such a good turn. Could have Daze, of course, but okay, I'm actually happy drawing that. because that means that if they don't have Murktide now, I'll be able to force it. And Cutter, I don't care about. Chandler, I don't care about. Because I have the bolts. So now I only really care about Murktide, and they're forced to protect it, and they're bolts for Chandler. Used one bolt already. I think they would have bolted instead of played Chandler here. They shuffled. So I definitely like my spots. I'm looking for maybe Wasteland. Daze is good. I'm happy about Daze. They force, okay. And they pitch force. Do they have Daze still? Huh. Let's see what they've been. They put one card on top. So I can brainstorm into Daze, but then I won't have force up and I'll be weak. I think I'm just gonna accept this and attack with one Chandler, or like they can trade, but have one when the dust settles. I think it's too risky to play differently. Okay, I mean, that's life, right? I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Sweet. Sweet. So how do I play this? I want to play this Murktide around Daze. I can't do everything here. Like now, Daze is just a blue card for force. Hmm. They have one card. Just one card, and they top. So I think they're gonna have a Cutter or Murktide coming up. This could be a Daze, for sure. I feel like I should just play it slow. Put Chandler below and the Murktide. Yeah, and play a land and look like someone that you don't really care about wasting. I'll ignore Cutter. And then I can play my Murktide around Daze. And afterwards I can draw a Chandler, which may or may not be a good draw at that point. I can choose. They brainstorm, so that's what they've top maybe. Okay, so that's just wasting. They're not wasting a turn, but they're spinning wheels. It's good for me. Two bottom. Okay, so they got rid of some bad cards with Brainstorm. They have one card left. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see the graveyards here. They don't know about my white splash yet. So I'm gonna definitely take instant. Do I take ponder as well? It's like I'm gonna be able to counter their Murktide, so I don't have to be big. So I think I'm gonna let Delirium stay. Like after forcing, I think that's worth it for the Chandler, which I'm planning to draw. It doesn't change the clock, so that's pretty essential. Sure. They really only have like one, I assume one Petty Theft and two Murktides. That's good cards here. They like their card. So it's a big Murktide. Is it backed up by force? They have two cards, so it could be. Do I know the top? I think I do, and I think it's a bad card. I'm not completely sure. 1 sec, my son is waking. All right. So yeah, do I want endings? I can surveil first. And then yeah, I think I'm gonna do that just to. Then again, if he has double Daze, then I lose to that. I can't let that happen, so I'm gonna play it like this. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. So the mirror, but they don't have. Like I showed them white, but I guess if they think about that hard, they might think that I have Swords to Plowshares. Don't know if that changes anything. Maybe in the way they use their wastelands. So I don't like that. I don't like force. I have endings for Cutter. Of note, I have one cut too many on the draw. I'm pretty happy cutting that Daze, I think. Yeah, pretty simple. I just have to be careful with my 2 Tundras and 4 endings. That I don't get stuck. I mean, this is okay. It's not very good, but this is the mirror is a question. Is a lot about resources, and my hand is playable, although very slow. So that's fine. So looking for lands. They'll be wasting if they can. But Delver, you know, if I find the untapped red, then I'm doing fine. With my bolts, I just want to establish my mana, and then I'm happy. But yeah, you don't always have a say on that. Don't always have a say. And yeah, it's a risk I'm always okay to take on the draw with the Surveil. I don't think that's worth the mulligan. Even though it can backfire. And yeah, I think that's also maybe a question of philosophy, how you view the game, what you're afraid of. But yeah, in my experience, it's okay taking that kind of risk, and sometimes you lose, like I do here, horribly. Now, do I want to be able to beat Daze or beat their red spells? I think it doesn't matter at this point. I will get rid of Ending just because they saw it, and I want to just get red mana anyways. So the hand has to be extremely bad for me to be able to win this. I have to have running Volcanics. Maybe don't have a land here. No. Okay. Yeah. Now it's too late. Let's try again. On the play. Do I want the 4th Daze? I'm tempted. I'm certainly tempted. And don't hate cutting and ending actually, because it can be a weak spot, being forced to get that white mana. I think the 4th Daze on the play is very good. Okay. So once again, they can send me packing if I don't draw lands, and they waste me, but they don't know. And I'll be protecting Temio with Daze, I think. Chandler, okay. Gonna accept that. They put Ponder into the graveyard. That makes me think that they are looking for lands. They bother themselves. Huh. Interesting. Because they have another Bauble, and they want to see if they should wait, because if they draw land, they can play Cutter Bauble, something like that. Sweet. Gonna start by wasting. And then I'll ponder. Looking for removal. Great. Lands and tokens and removal. All I want. Yep. Let's see what they've been. A Bauble, okay. I think this game is ours for the taking. I will bolt now to like stop their value from cantrips, and hopefully start to crack some clue tokens. I would like to do that before I Daze. Awesome. So I think I actually want to draw cards, use my mana, and just draw cards before I play my 1-drop. Like if I can get this and convert it, I'm doing awesome. I'm doing great. Wasteland, okay. So I'm gonna get a red mana. Murktide is potentially very strong. Let's see. They have a heat. Do I protect it? Sure, because I don't have the land drop. I think it's okay. Them dazing is, well, it's tough for them to daze when they don't have like when they have a surveil land. But let's see. We have a, like if they waste me now, I'm in trouble. Yeah, third one. Trouble indeed. If they get rid of Temio, I have Delirium, so that's a bit dangerous, I guess. Yeah, they correctly went for the Chandler. Thank you, deck. That's very friendly. That was very friendly of my deck. So they have one Wasteland left. Brainstorm. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not happy about it, but it's okay. I will protect. I won't protect Tamio though. That's fine. It has done. She has done her job. That's awesome. Let's attack first. They could have more Pyroblast, of course. So I want to protect my Delirium. I have not so much actually. Daze. I'm gonna take the instance and leave Ponder. See what they have. Maybe they have double Daze. So as long as my Volcanic is safe, yeah, okay, that happened. That happened. I think I'm gonna Daze that actually. Don't know if it matters. I guess it could. Let's find some more action. That's perfect. So dazing, yeah, a big part of it was to get Delirium. Feel that I think when I have Pyroblast for the Murktide, I'm feeling pretty good as long as I'm attacking. So I get ahead of Cutter. I'm a bit wary of Daze from them. Here's the Cutter, yeah. Last card, okay. Yep. That's fine. Hope we flip. They check themselves so they can fetch. Like I wouldn't hate drawing a land. Sure, they bubble, but I'll prefer to flip. Okay, Murktide is also a good card. But it's not so big. It's not so big. Let's attack first. What kind of Murktide can I play? It will take away Delirium. It'll be just a 4/4. And then I can bring back Delirium. I think it's worth it because I'm so close to having lethal. I can upkeep Pyroblast to both help flip Delver and get back Delirium. So they kind of need some removal from their 2 cards. Chandler is a blocker. So it's not nothing. I would love for them to play a Murktide or Delver with the last card. They attack, so they have a bolt. I have a bolt. A bolt is pretty good. A bolt is pretty good. I'm not gonna block, but it's gonna be good for them regardless with that bolt. Or maybe they bluff. It's a good bluff, and they play a Murktide. They equip. Okay. Decent. That's pretty awesome. I can't complain. Don't need that. And that's lethal. Yeah, ending was amazing here. If I didn't draw the ending here, they could actually have some nice blocks, or like trade with the Murktide and etc. But okay, great. Let's see if we can win the last one. All right, last round, and my opponent played Sevlet Breakfast the last time, and I can't keep this. I don't like mulliganing, but I can't keep this. That's better, and I think I'm gonna get rid of 1 cantrip, 1 brainstorm. I prefer having two threats rather than like a third cantrip. But I need to find removal if they are on breakfast. Trap, okay. Trap Tamio. Could be breakfast, could be other things as well. So Delver or Chandler? It's tough. It's like usually I prefer playing Delver first if I don't have the Bauble. But here I have so many cantrips. So I think I'm gonna play the Channeler. Just go for the selection more than the aggression, and maybe it's gonna be able to flip anyway. Like to get Delirious, the Channeler flip. But it's definitely a tough start being on the draw, not having removal, not having second land. It's definitely a back against the wall start. Okay, Bant Nadu. Bant Nadu. Okay, that's a nice matchup to play. It's a tough matchup, but therefore it's also nice to play it. And a Nomad. I feel like this is the weakest card when they play it like this. But I won't be able to counter the Nadu. So I don't know. It's tough. I feel like I don't have much of a choice. I don't want this. Then to kind of hope that they're playing maybe a bit loosely, or maybe they also correctly see that just getting Nadu into play is enough against me. I don't necessarily need to combo. So my hope is they don't have Nadu, but they might have seen it. So I think I'm gonna ponder for bolts and forces and delirium. Daze and bolts. Guess I'm hoping that they play into the Daze, and that I can bin the Murktide, get delirium, and then draw the bolt. I mean, if they just have Nadu, I feel like I'm losing this game. But they might have land seen it. Keen-eyed Curator. Guess it's worth it just to get rid of my Murktide and go for my bolts. Get rid of my Murktide and make them be tapped so they can't use this. So I keep Delirium. Then I can bolt it. Now they can't attack with Tamio. No, they can, but it's suicidal. And at least I'm happy taking that. So that was the best play of 3 mana. They could have seen it and just needed a land. Otherwise, what do they have? Nuts, force. Here it is. Euro. Okay. That's a problem. Maybe I can get their mana. They don't have a land drop. That's awesome. So now I have to consider my options. If they get a land drop, I cannot counter Euro if it's a fetch. I can play Murktide for 1, let me see, 7/7 and still have Delirium. Attack them to 15. It's not bad. Or I can try to find bolts or wastelands. I mean, I think the Euro is the way to go. Kind of fade for a turn and have a big clock before I start looking for wastelands and sorry, bolts. I was thinking if I get a white source here, but I don't think so. Yeah, since I have plenty of plays, I think it's okay. I could get rid of Delirium because I have Brainstorm. Just make it big. So, time to fade. Like them getting Euro in play is not necessarily game over, but okay, so this is kind of desperation mode. But doesn't really, like, they don't have the time to. Okay, they had the plow. They just chose to time it like that. Take a risk if I had a force. And Brainstorm to flip. Not bad. So that's just another threat for me to deal with. Now they have, well, it's white mana. They have nomads, okay. I have many, many heartaches, or what do you call it? Many problems. Many problems. I want to play Chandler and Brainstorm to get more looks. And is Force of Will good enough? It's not bad. I have to say it's not bad. That means that if I can control the halfling, well, I can't. How do I want to play this? Don't need more threats, I think. And maybe the second force is good. They have a free block, so it's really awful. Yeah. Troubles. At least. Okay, Brainstorm. That's interesting. It's a blue card for Force of Will. That's why. Well, gonna have to see them have it. And I'm gonna tap the Delver as a blue card, but I feel like it's game over. Yeah. And okay, I'm just gonna let them show me the Nadu, and then I'm gonna concede. Don't want to waste time. Okay. I mean, we had a game. I was just behind all the time. So, the Containment Priests are there to put a stick in the wheel of Greensun's Zenith. Pyroblast is here to counter Nadu, maybe Euro on the stack. And Noxious is not good. This is a tough matchup because they kind of they have a lot of different they pose a lot of different issues, like problems that we have to deal with. They can get basics, but if they don't have that risk luxury, then our wastelands are pretty important. I think Cutter is a good card in the matchup because we can kind of beat their spot removal that way. And I don't want to go up on endings because well, it's decent, but it's I have a better, more like both will do the job enough. Like if I have too many and I don't have like stack interaction, I think I'm in trouble. Hmm. So the question is if they like is force necessary? I haven't tested this matchup enough to have like a firm position. Yeah, it's tough. I feel like cutting forces in a wasteland. And be equipped to grind in the sense of not losing cards by forcing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep this. Bant Nadu is it's a bit like Euro Control before. It's a tough matchup because they have these 3/4s, whether it's Endurance or Nadu. Before they had a lot of Euro, which is game over. It's basically the same as when they get their combo going. Basically game over. Yeah, and they can even have Carpet of Flowers post board that you have to worry about. Okay. Don't need the ending, but I'm happy getting the chiller and just fetching. What is their turn gonna be? Maybe Zenith for a 1-drop. I might just hold up Bolt. I don't think that's crazy. And then Chandler Ponder. They ponder. This might be a bait. This might be a bait, but in that case, I'm taking it in the hopes like that they had a one-lander ponder kind of hand. Okay, no. Okay, so Wasteland is good here, I would say. They shuffle. So Chandler Ponder for Wasteland is the plan. Okay. Gonna put that in the bin to have Delirium. So I guess I can get the white mana for Priest up and running. Or shuffle. I think it's okay, like yeah, like that. And then like this. But this is very easy to disrupt, I must say. Here's the green mana. Maybe I'm a turn too late. Euro, okay. That's fine. It's not really fine, but hoping that I can find something to interact with that's Daze. Maybe is okay. Guess I'm gonna hope that it's okay. Bolt on tap, so I can double bolt it if if they have a land. Brainstorm, yeah, looking for that land. Yeah, it's a very tough matchup. If more people start playing this, if this becomes like instead of a 3% deck, if it becomes a okay, they don't go for the Euro. And here's the Nadu. Yeah, I don't have much. The thing is, I want to think about what do I want that bolt? So I can trade when I attack. I do want to try and find a. This is so bad. Try and find a Pyroblast. Like I'm not winning this game if my plan is to attack bolts. So I'm gonna fetch my whites. Build the nomads and hope to find a, I don't know, Murktide or Pyroblast on top. More Safekeeper. Well, I'm gonna daze it? How am I gonna daze it? With the Thundering Falls, I guess. Okay. Too bad that I have a tap land. A tap land. Ugh. That hurts. That hurts. Should I have thought about that? Maybe. I mean, it's always good to think about things. And it bolts. I don't think that's good enough. Yeah, if I had thought about that, would I have dazed with another land? Maybe. I mean, it's worth thinking about. And it might, like the surveil is slow. It's about getting a good turn next turn. So yeah, this game is over. I'm just gonna give them like one more turn before I concede, before we reach the end of this Tuesday true tempo. Okay, I'm gonna concede. Thanks for watching and see you for the closing thoughts. All right, closing thoughts. So we didn't meet the Reanimator. We didn't get to see Noxious be the best it can be. We did see some good spots for ending. Several good spots, actually. I really like it. We saw Lavinia do its thing against Forge. And I think we saw that even some somewhat mediocre hands against Forge can get the job done. And I think it's a good testament to the fact that it's a fine matchup if you know what you're doing, if you prioritize getting the Force of Wills as fast as possible and doing what you can to find wastelands and so on. I think it was really cool that we faced Bant Nadu in that last match because it's up and coming. It's up and coming because it had really good percentages in Eternal Weekend. Even my friend Andreas Peterson just won a challenge this past weekend with the deck. So I think plenty of people. I saw Rodrigo Tagores. He won a paper tournament to qualify for the ELM with Bant Nadu. So I think it's on the rise. So let's imagine that the deck becomes, instead of 3%, it becomes 7%, like the next big deck alongside one of the Ancient Tomb decks after Reanimator. Then, as a tempo pilot, you really need to build accordingly. And I think the two cards that I want the most against Bant Nadu are Bowmasters and Snuff Out. So I'd like to build something. Maybe that's going to be the next week, but I won't promise anything yet. Something with a few cutters, a few Bowmasters, Snuff Out, and then more Snuff Out and more Bowmaster in the board. Something like that. Then you might have a deck which is really soft to Blood Moon, and so that's a question that we have to consider. But if Bant Nadu is on the rise, that's where I'm gonna be looking to improve my percentages, because like Lavinia is cool and strong, but it is good in matchups where we're already good. So the primary, like Priest is also put in the deck because of Bant Nadu, but it doesn't it's not a magic trick to just improve the matchup. You can also play a cage instead, and in any other color combination, and do a similar thing. and so the ending is like you can achieve similar things in Grixis with Molten Collapse and so on. So I think that's where I am looking to go, and with or without Noxious. I don't know yet. That depends on how many cutters I can fit in the deck. But thank you for watching, and see you soon.